I'm traveling to the country where bodybuilding is illegal. And I'm a bodybuilder. This is a terrible idea. But someone's got to do it because this country treats bodybuilders as actual criminals. So I'll be asking the public, the police, and even a steroid dealer, should using steroids be seen as a Class A crime? And I just landed, so let the investigation begin. We've made it to Sweden. I've got a list of 5 very important aspects of this investigation. Starting off with number 1, can I get through customs with a fake muscle suit? It has been rumored that people have been not allowed into the country because they are so jacked. We're gonna put it to the test. And once I got into the muscle suit, which is way harder than it looks. You're gonna pull us over? Bro, it's so tight. There were 2 levels of security I need to get through. Passport security and customs. A lot of people have been denied access to the country just because they're too jacked. Let's see if it's true. I actually am nervous. Let's hope this goes well. Hello. Do you need boarding pass?
Yes, please.
We're going to Stockholm.
This is Stockholm. You're on the exiting side, so you need to go out over there, pass through customs.
Okay, all right, thank you. We're headed to customs, and also we just got confronted by a police officer here for recording, so this video is gonna be a lot harder to make than I thought. And once at customs, it didn't take long for my physique to raise some questions. We couldn't get this on video, but immediately when I got to customs, there was about 5 or 6 police officers just looking me up and down. Yet they didn't look at my videographer even once.
Where are you traveling from? We're coming from the US.
And then out of nowhere, they started grilling me on all the medications that they thought I brought.
You're not carrying any medicines that need prescription or anything like that?
I have these 2.
Nothing like, whatever? No, nothing like that.
I actually thought they were gonna bring me into a separate room and drug test me because at this point, I really do look like a massive bodybuilder. And again, while this is all happening, my videographer hasn't been asked one question.
Well, thank you for cooperation. You're welcome to Sweden.
Thank you, I appreciate it. That was one hell of an experience. Bro, my heart was racing. And now that we've officially made our way into Stockholm, it was time for step 2, which brings us to the city's most popular gym. We're gonna head inside and ask bodybuilders all about what it's like being a bodybuilder here in a country where it is pretty frowned upon and basically illegal. Are you aware of the laws around steroid usage in Sweden?
Well, I know they're illegal, like performance enhancers.
I understand why they have hard laws against it. It's a problem if you have it accepted, then you basically accept people to harm themselves, I would say.
People should be able to do what they want as long as it doesn't affect anyone else. For me, and what I think, everyone has their own decision, and it should not be like you go to prison for doing stuff you like. The law is the law. I don't think you should be able to yank anyone just by because, oh yeah, I got a suspicion
And he is not exaggerating because people have literally been arrested on the spot for being too muscular. Like this famous example from 2010.
Go to Gold's gym and all of a sudden these 2 cops come in. He says, Mr. Freeman, you need to come with us. We suspect that you use anabolic steroids or whatever. I said, do you guys have the right to do this? And he said, yes, in Sweden, once you come into our country, then we can legally do this.
Have you ever witnessed anybody get tested by the police on the spot because they were jacked?
Yeah, actually my friend, the police got to his home, pushed the door down and forced him to test and put him in prison cell for 24 hours.
Wow.
Many gyms have a partnership with the police, so they have the right to go into the gym and just drug test you. You can't say anything about it, so...
What do you feel when you see a police officer?
Well, it's happened to me.
No way!
Yeah, I'm pretty much been arrested 4 times during
4?
my competitive career.
They just stopped me. Hey guy, walking through the airport, you don't mind coming urine tests? No, I don't want to, but they're like, oh, but you're coming with us. Yeah.
And I even have a pretty good mugshot.
And the key component here to notice is that this is a full body mugshot. Most mugshots are just your head, but clearly it's because you're a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
And apparently it's not just regular bodybuilders that need to be worried.
Rumor has it that Jay Cutler in the 90s didn't come here because of the police was waiting for him at the airport.
So he was banned before he even came?
Yeah, probably.
Wow. This made me wonder, what is the state of bodybuilding in a country that is so against the sport?
I think it's a bit taboo. It's really difficult because they can catch you just walking down the street, you're looking too big.
Have you ever noticed any difference with how people might look at you or treat you because you're a bodybuilder?
The Nordic countries, it's a little bit ugly.
The tradition here in Sweden, you can't do too much, you can't be too much, you can't stick out.
We didn't even have the NPC, the federation, in Sweden before until 22. Now we have 2 shows per year, so we don't have that many opportunities to compete.
I've been competing for a long time, so if I ever move, I would consider to take anything.
You would? Wow, you're honest.
Due to everything that needs to be going on to make it happen, I think it's a bit like it's gonna stay underground until something big happens in the culture, you know?
But now the million-dollar question. Where do these bodybuilders even get steroids if they're so demonized here in Sweden?
The people they know and people they know buy it from other places and everything. A lot of dealers, but they keep quiet, so they don't get...
That's crazy.
Yeah.
My question to you is, we're trying to find a steroid dealer. Do you know anyone?
I email them and then they take my order.
Overall, not enough information if I wanted to find a real dealer. However, the only person that even agreed to talk about their personal experience was this bodybuilder, who was arrested while at a bodybuilding show. Were you competing?
I was there as a coach.
How did the police know to come find you?
But they picked random people who were bigger. They took me upstairs where they had rented the top floor of the arena, and they started to question you, and you have to leave a urine sample, like a DNA sample, and they took this mugshot.
That blows my mind. And police aren't just going undercover to shows, but to the gyms themselves.
Can watch you for like 1 hour working out. And if you're jacked, or if you're very huge, or if you lift heavy weights, they will come to you, ask you a lot of questions, and then they want you to pee on a cup.
But as soon as the topic of undercover officers came up, the energy in the gym completely changed.
I'm not involved.
Yeah.
I'm too old. I'm a dad. I just want to work out.
Yeah.
What about this? Maybe realize last like 2 months they put resources into this.
The guy that came over, he doesn't want us to use anything.
Really? I can't blur his face? I've interviewed bodybuilders in the UK and America, and I have never ran into this problem where I have to delete footage on the spot because people are too afraid of what they just said. Which means that if I was gonna get to the bottom of these steroid laws, I needed full access to someone who had already experienced the harsh punishment of Sweden police. Martin Källström, my man. Meet Martin Källström, a former IFBB pro who at one point was on Interpol's top 20 most wanted list for dealing steroids. What got you into bodybuilding, knowing how taboo this world is here in Sweden with bodybuilding?
I was a runner and I was very skinny. I was sick, I had bulimia. I didn't like what I see.
So you turned to bodybuilding?
Yeah, 12, 14 months, I gained like 21 kilo.
Dang.
So when I was 26, I took my first shot.
Of steroids?
Yes, then I was sold.
So back then it was still illegal, yeah?
It was illegal, but it was not that big deal.
How much a year were you spending on steroids at your biggest physique?
Probably 40,000.
US dollars?
Yeah.
What was the most amount of money you made selling steroids?
In cash, like 100,000 K. When I went to prison, I had to pay 107,000 pay.
And after hearing about Martin's success as a steroid dealer, I now wanted to learn about the day it all caught up with him.
We jumped in my car. I was going an errand home, and directly when I went out on the street, 2 different cars come up behind me, and my heart, started bumbling. I had to stop. I turned into the side. I walked out. I went out the car, and he come up to me like this and said, "You have to follow us to the station for a while. We're going to talk to you." I parked my car there, and I went to the car, and we just drove to the police station. So they tested me, took some urine test on me, and they searched my home, find a bag of steroids. 5 hours later, I was let out.
But little did I know, this is one of 2 encounters that Martin had with the police.
I had a show on a classic in Brazil 2014, and the day before the show, my dad called me and he said, "Martin, you are on the Interpol list." 2 days later, they come again up to the apartment and banging on the door, and they come in there and they said that, "Yeah, you are searched by Interpol." They put me in the prison.
For how long?
I had another 16 months to do.
Now that I had heard Martin's story, I wanted to go through a workout with him where hopefully our conversation could lead to the topic of finding a dealer. Good. There you go. Right on. You were 330 pounds of pure muscle.
Yes.
What was the most important part of building muscle?
A lot of protein. That's the number one quality thing you need to get big muscles.
And if you want to get big muscles and add some protein into your diet, check out Flex Pro Meals. Is Sweden trying to protect people by making steroids so illegal?
I think that if we had the same kind of law like US, we would have less people using it in Sweden.
Wow. So if steroids became legal here in Sweden, would it have a positive effect?
Yes, I think it could be. I'm not sure. Instead of scare people off, tell them what could have happened and tell them how to do.
Even when I'm traveling and it's really hard to get protein in, I can rely on Flex Pro Meals, and so can you. Not only are they loaded with protein and have great macros, but they also taste delicious. How much protein did you eat at your biggest weight a day?
1 kilo a day.
You had 1,000 grams of protein?
Yes.
Do you know how many Flex Pro meals you would have to eat? I mean, listen, they do have the highest amount of protein compared to all of its competitors, but that is crazy. You can get 21 Flex Pro meals for only $8.50 per meal. You guys can use code Jesse to get 40% off your meals and click that first link in the description. And let's get back into the investigation. Martin and I wrapped up our workout, and even at 54, he still trains like a beast. But before I left, there was one final question that I had for him. Do you think I can find a steroid dealer here in Stockholm, Sweden?
I really hope you do, Jesse.
Is it tough?
Very tough. But I hope you can find one. It's good to hear from all views.
Martin and I said goodbye, but to his point about getting all views, I got the gym's perspective on Sweden laws, but now I wanted to speak with the police themselves, which would be way harder than I thought.
We're visiting and we have questions about some laws here.
Just wait there and I'll see if I can find a policeman who can help you.
Okay, thanks.
The thing is that I'm not the one to ask about that specific
Got
law.
it. More likely to be on narcotics.
If you wanted to meet an officer, I would prefer you guys go to an open reception.
Open reception?
Yeah, and a station that's open.
Okay. We are struggling to find a police officer to get their opinion, but I will not stop until I get arrested or I get their opinion. You pick, buddy, you pick. I am not exaggerating. I looked everywhere for an officer. I checked in the streets. Have you seen a police officer?
No, what are you?
It's for YouTube. In the subway. Damn, all right, not here. And at one point, thought I'd found one, but... Are you an officer?
Security.
Oh, okay. Do you know where an officer might be?
No.
It is 10:56. I have yet to see a police officer. We started this investigation looking for a police officer at 6 p.m. It's been 5 full hours. Clearly they're hiding, and they're hiding something. But when all hope seemed lost, my team and I made our way to a local pub, where after being on the phone and trying to message the police, a stranger named Tolti randomly gave us directions to a police station. We're going to go inside and ask them if they would interview for this video. I am very nervous. I have a jacket on just so they don't think that I'm juicing and they don't pull me aside to urine test me. But we're going in and we're gonna see what happens. Hi, do you speak English? English? Hello? I don't think it's open. How can we not find a singular police officer? Their stations are closed. What if something bad happened? Which meant that we had one final attempt to find an officer. Wait, and you're an officer here? Yeah. I've been looking for a police officer for a while. Thank you. Okay. Why are you guys so strict about bodybuilding and taking steroids here?
Because it's a drug. We have an almost free hospital here, and they don't want to use the hospital to people like that.
Is it true that police officers can go into gyms and then ask really jacked and strong guys to pee in a cup and do a drug test?
Yeah, cup, yeah.
Have you ever been that cop before?
Yeah, I've been that.
Really?
Yeah.
Are these laws in Sweden to keep people healthy, or is it to punish bodybuilders?
No, it's the first rules.
Healthy? Because a lot of bodybuilders, they're really afraid to talk about anything involving being jacked, steroids, or really just anything involving that subject. Do you think that they should not talk about it?
I can't ask that that question because I'm an officer.
Do you think it's good for the Sweden people to have this much law enforced about steroids?
Yeah, that's the rule in Sweden. If you don't follow the rules, do the consequence.
And these consequences are way more extreme than I thought.
You can people here in Sweden not go to jail.
What, you can take steroids and go to jail?
Yeah.
So you're telling me that you are more in trouble to take steroids here in Sweden than to someone? What the We did it. We found a police officer. We got his opinion. But we have one final task left. We've been in contact with finding a steroid dealer. I won't say it too loud. And it may happen. We just gotta wait. He's typing. He's typing right now, I swear. He responded that he's around tonight. We're about to meet up with a legitimate Swedish steroid dealer. By no means am I condoning steroid selling, dealing, or anything of that nature. This is purely for educational documentary purposes. So I'm here with a Swedish steroid dealer. What is it like selling steroids in a country where they are so illegal?
It's hard. Always worried that something will happen.
What are your thoughts on the laws here in Sweden with PED usage and selling being so illegal? It's much more extreme than any other country.
It's over-exaggerating. You're only harming yourself.
What happens if someone that you sell to has a negative side effect or experience?
Doesn't affect me. They know what they're getting themselves into, so.
Have you ever dealt with anything with the police because of steroids? Oh, you have? Can you tell me that story?
So at that time I was only using myself. Someone had tipped the police.
Really?
So they were waiting outside.
And then what happened?
They searched the house and took everything.
So even though that happened, you still decided to sell steroids after?
Yeah.
Why?
Why not?
The vibe I got from this dealer was that he just did not care about these consequences. Like I tried to ask him some hard questions like this. So if you got caught by the police selling, when you are free, you would go back into it?
Yep.
Why?
It's the lifestyle.
Okay. I'm not gonna lie, I've talked to many people. I've talked to a teenage dealer, I've talked to the UK dealer where it's legal to take but not to sell. And by far, you're the one that is at the most risk for getting in trouble, yet you are the most chill and carefree about it.
It's just me as a person.
So you're not scared to go to jail?
Too small amount for that, so.
Obviously you're a huge dude. You're gonna draw a lot of attention. Do you have to train at certain hours of the day? Do you have to?
Yeah, I usually train a bit later.
Just specifically to stay out of the hair of police?
Yeah.
Wow. So we've got info that over the past few months, the police have increased their budget into finding guys like you.
That's like 2 months. They put resources into this.
What are you gonna do?
I'm just playing it safe as I can, so I'm not worried.
I couldn't believe that out of all the people we interviewed, the steroid dealer was the most relaxed on the topic. But it does seem that they have people very supportive of the law. What are your thoughts on the steroid laws here? Do you think it's fair?
If there's good reason why they're banned, then probably.
And people that are very against it. But I want your guys' opinion. Is Sweden doing things right, or are their laws unfair? Drop your thoughts in the comments on what you think I should investigate next. I'll do the most liked comment. And until next time, join the road to 10 mil. Stay relentless. Peace.